Hey, welcome back to Musings&Review channel. I'm your host Maverick, and today we are going to be looking at Shoumetsu Toshi episode 5. So, last episode, we finally got a little bit more information in regards to this mysterious agency who is after Yuki, after Takuya, and who is apparently doing some kind of experiments with the, Tamashi, or the people of Lost, or Yuki herself, right? It seems that they want to, in a sort of way, harness this kind of power, or at least research it for their own purposes. We also dive a little bit more into the past of Takuya, what with his connections with both the police as well as private detectives, right? So, I'm assuming that within this episode, we're going to explore more in regards to this. We've already known about Yuki's past. We know how her father was actually a lead researcher, probably researching stuff related with Lost. And now let's see how Takuya relates to this whole situation, because otherwise it's been quite a mystery since the first episode, right? Why exactly Takuya is willing to risk his life and whatnot for Yuki. So what are his ideals? What motivates him? So I'm assuming that that's what we're going to get in this episode. So let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. And of course, we would probably also want to know what exactly is their plan for continuing to get to the center of Lost. You. What are you? A cricket? Cockroach? A cricket? Okay. And the bird's gonna eat the snake? And is somebody gonna shoot down the bird? Ah, alright. Actually, I believe the song for this is going to release tomorrow? The full version? I mean, the single? But you can already see it, the full version, on YouTube. So, anyways, let me just skip this real quick. I'll see you guys in a second. Suzuki's Tears. Oh? Love. Another character? Okay, so don't tell me the ruby is in his bag. Mm-hmm. Oh, wait. Roma was the one who was taken out by that guy, right? And so then that dude was also taken out? So is Roma actually dead? And I was thinking that Roma probably survived or something. Oh, this is the magician. And who are you two, anyways? Okay. Getting some Titanic flashbacks here. Okay.
いつの間にこんな有名人とお知り合いになったのかしらね。
俺のことは誰から聞いた？
言えません。まずいよ。誰かが拓也のことを嗅ぎ回ってるってことだよね。
Can't say.
俺に何の用だ？
怪盗団 X ってご存知ですよね。
Phantom Thief Brigade X?
何度かやり合ったことありますよね。
Now we have it like, okay. By the way, if that really was a flashbang, they would have been down on the ground.
どういう関係だ？
リーダーの翼は僕の
Oh. So that's why he went to detective.
10年以上会っていません。ある日突然いなくなったんです。
それで
僕と取引しませんか？
Why him? Why, what?
そうまでして生き別れた兄と会いたいもんですかね。兄弟なんて実家出りゃ他人みたいなもんでしょ。
あの兄弟は両親を早くに亡くしてる。ガキの時代をたった二人で生きてきたんだ。
しかし遅いな、あの手品師。まさか先輩のことゲロっちゃったんじゃ。
奴はヘタレだがバカじゃねえ。
But why are they working against each other?
どれも億単位の値がつく美術品ばかりだな。
やっぱりあいつらお金目当てなの？
No, their art pieces are all the ones who can hold power, right? So maybe they're working with the agency?
これと対をなす秘宝だと言われています。必ず狙いに来るはずです。
兄貴を捕まえる手助けをしろってことか。こっちに
Yeah, why is...
怪盗団からお宝を取り戻したくないですか？怪盗団を捕まえれば密売ルートもわかるはずです。
But what does that have to do with Takuya?
これは俺たちのやりかけの仕事だ。
団長に相談する前に
Wow, and a lot of other people now.
今リサーチ中。
What? This anime is going like everywhere at once.
悪いが情報源を明かせないあんたを信用することはできない。
あまり手荒な真似はしたくないんだけど。
いいんですかね。マネージャーに言ってあるんです。僕に何かあったらこの場所を警察とマスコミに伝えろと。
脅迫するわけね。
それは困るな。
このチャンスを逃したらもう二度と兄さんには会えない。
But why are the detectives...
アーティファクトってもちろん性格も変えちゃうんですか？
その可能性はある。
月の涙を調べれば相馬を元に戻すヒントがわかるかも。
What?
なあ、そもそも兄貴はなんで怪盗団なんてやってるんだ？
わかりません。
ロスト以降、鳴りを潜めてるが、最近どうしてる？
わかりません。
兄弟だったらわかるだろ。
交通事故ですって。お気の毒よね。まだお子さんも小さいのに。
Oh, wait. So. Oh, okay. That's Yuki's dad. Yuki's mom.
相馬のことも心配いらないから。
Okay.
いつまでつけるんですか？有名人とかどうでもいいんですけど。
この拓也という男、涼子ちゃんが最後に追っていた人物だ。しかも過去に組織と関係していたと思われる。
Oh.
先に言ってくださいよ。
Wait, what?
何今の。
Okay. So his magician power is actually real magic power.
どう？この計画。ただこいつの代わりを手に入れるだけじゃつまんないでしょ。これを機会に。
Okay, and this is his brother?
その翼ってやつも利用してさ。そんなにうまくいくかしらね。バカにすんなよおばさん。あいつらは来るよな、鈴菜。ええ、必ず。この子は一度しくじってる。任せるわけにはいかないわ。それにあなただってもう。
いいじゃないか。何事も経験だ。
残念でした。行こう、鈴菜。はい。
Oh, no, wait, that's
いっそ洗脳しちゃえばよかったわ。
so.
この方が面白いだろう。子供は生意気なくらいが可愛い。
迷惑するのはこっちなのよ。また飼い犬に噛まれるのだけは勘弁してほしいわね。
I wonder if that's referring to Takuya.
どうした？
いえ、まずい。
Yeah, you've been hacked.
まずいよ。危ねえな。どうした？何者かに攻撃されました。
Yeah, that's
みんな大丈夫？
なんとか月の涙の場所は突き止めたよ。
研究棟じゃないの？
いや、今夜だけ別の場所に移されるみたい。明日関係者が大勢見に来るんだ。
wait, what?
このままでは動けないな。
兄さんがこんなこと。
I'm sorry, the story so far isn't really making any sense. Like, who to what now? That, okay, they're after Suki's tears, but
落札を取り消す。いやいや、こんな一等地そうそう出ないですよ。
事業計画を抜本的に見直すことにしたんです。
いいんですか？違約金も相当な額になりますが。
え、構いません。
どうせ全て消え去る。はい。
oh. Wait, what? Okay, so that was the being bitten by a pet that she was talking about.
翼のデータ。
ええ、探偵事務所のデータベースに残ってた。ここ、子供の頃にいた養護施設。
希望の光養護学園。じゃあ、ヨシアキも。
でしょうね。
あいつ、一体誰の差し金なんだ。
Hmm.
また泣いてんのか、ヨシアキ。お兄ちゃん。ったく、しょうがない。
So I mean,
こいつにつまずいたの。
I mean, I can get like why they're doing this kind of thing, but I still can't get over like what was the entire reason of them.
お前のクリムシもな。拓也から。
ありがとう。
Okay, so people originally already had those powers, even before Lost happened.
どんな人だったんですか、お兄さん。
ああ、かっこいい兄貴だったよ。けど変な人だった。
変な人。
例えばさ、とんかつってどうやって食べる？
どうって、普通にソースで。
兄貴ね。綺麗に衣を剥がしてから食べるんだ。変でしょ。
That is so like trivia.
でも、わからないことってありますよね。
Yeah, so then they're bonding with each other because they both have siblings. Yeah, sure. So what happened to the police then?
もうアキラなんていなくていいよ。何が SP だよ。守れなかったくせに。僕たちのことはいいから、父さんのそばにでも張り付いてなよ。
そのお父様からのご依頼です。
余計なお世話だよ。どうしたの、相馬。
Hmm. Okay, so he's actually doing this out of his own will? But then again, they said that the artifacts could somehow change their personalities.
もう警告じゃ済まねえぞ。懲りねえ連中だ。
さっさと済ませよう。
君らが例の怪盗団？
ガキガキは寝る時間だ。
君らこそ、もうハロウィン終わったよ。コスプレ集団さん。
だと。
つか、なんでお前がそれ持ってんだよ。団長。これは
俺らだけでも問題ねえってことさ。たまには今回みたいにここで寝ててくれてもいいんだぜ。
Hmm.
すまない。迷惑かけたな。一体どうやって。
Okay, so that is the actual brother.
これは偽物だな。
俺らが狙ってるのバレてたってことかよ。
そんなはずは。
まあでもこれはこれで悪くない。
Hmm.
ほらな、このシャンデリア何か足りないと思ってたんだ。結局本物は見つからずじまいだった。お前一体何者だ。
さあね。
I think you guys might be about to die.
月の涙と一緒にいただいちまおうぜ。
But then again, they're really a chainsaw, a freaking chainsaw.
事で本当によかった。
お前らあのガキの仲間なのか？場合によっちゃ先に始末するぞ。
そっちこそ奴の手先だろ。お前らが盗んだ星の涙、どうして奴が持ってる？
こっちが聞きてえよ。
君たち喧嘩してる場合なの？早く教えてよ。今まで盗んだアーティファクトの隠し場所。出なきゃあいつ死ぬよ。
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
教えてやるよ。大人を怒らすと怖いってことを。
Flash ring again? Oh no, it's smoke screen. Shoo!
ああ、めんどくさ。もうやめて。もう全員殺しちゃおうかな。やめて、相馬。つうかお前、なんで生きてんだよ。なるほどね。
Alicia, isn't it? So, like, can you guys actually talk with them? If you can... Ugh. What is this? I have no idea what's going on right now. Let me watch this again and see if I can make some kind of sense with the plot. I'll see you guys in a second. Alrighty, so after rewatching that episode and then writing everything down, I think I finally have some semblance of what is actually going on within the plot, right? So first of all, let's break it down. Hoshi's tears and Tsuki's tears are these two artifacts, if you will, these two pieces of jewelry that is part of the centerpiece of this current arc. So Hoshi's tears, Hoshi actually means star. Tsuki's tears, Tsuki means moon. So apparently Hoshi's tears is the artifact that Soma, Yuki's brother, is currently handling. So it is part of the agency. It's part of the property of the agency. Tsuki's tears has just recently surfaced, but as we can know from the context and dialogue within this episode, the agency is after it as well, because indeed it is another artifact that apparently is going to enhance humans' use of their special ability power, right? So that is that. The two brothers. So we got the magician, Yoshiaki, as well as his brother, Tsubasa, right? So Yoshiaki is... Well, actually, they both come from the same orphanage, and they both are ability users. Now, I'm thinking right now that probably this is going to be a major point, like that orphanage. It's probably related in some way with the agency, and I'm guessing that because Tsubasa apparently has some form of relation with the agency as well, judging by the context and the dialogue that the secretary-looking lady, the green-haired lady, was talking about. So apparently, Tsubasa used to be part of the agency, and then later he turned on them, right? He wanted to assassinate the leader, the white-haired dude. So not quite sure whether he did this before or after he formed the Phantom Thieves. I'm guessing he was already the leader of the Phantom Thieves, and then he decided to assassinate them. So we can see later on when he was sort of like sickly and on the bed, and then all his other companions of the Phantom Thief group decided to steal the jewelry for him, although they found out that it was actually fake. So that is that part. And they are all ability users, right? Tsubasa is ability user, Yoshiaki is an ability user. So that is probably the reason why the agency eventually recruited him, and that is also why I'm saying the orphanage is probably a little bit special, right? Just throwing it out there. So, anyways, they found out that Tsuki's tears has surfaced, and so they want to go find it. Although apparently Tsubasa does not know of this as of yet, and Soma is pretty much acting on his own first. So it turns out that he wasn't actually brainwashed. He's doing things of his own accord. Apparently, since his mother died, he's been hating this world. He's been hating his father. He's been hating his sister and his bodyguard. So he wants to either prove something or exact revenge on someone, right? So that is why he is, I guess you could call him a rebellious kid right now. So that is why he is willingly being used by the agency to do these kinds of different things. Although, it's also worth noting that within this episode, they did mention artifacts might change someone's personality, right? So maybe that is also part of the reason why Soma is acting the way he is right now. So anyways, that's the entire thing, and let's see. There's two major things that I kind of do not like, or I kind of feel like is illogical from this episode. The first one is so first of all, let's talk about the detectives, right? So apparently, the detectives that we've seen within this episode, one of them is the former partner of the girl, Ryoka? Or Ryoma that was killed last episode. Apparently she has actually died, and the one who killed her has died as well, I guess, as a way of silencing any witnesses or whatnot. So they're both dead, and so the two detectives are actually trying to understand the situation, right? Because these are people personal to them, and so that's that. So apparently Yoshiaki decided to recruit this detective agency in order to try and find his brother, but at the same time, they apparently sent him to find Takuya and try to instead recruit him. So this is the first part where I'm not really sure what they're thinking, right? Like, how do you even know that Takuya has some sort of connection with this? Yeah, sure, in his former occupation as a private eye, as a detective, he came across this Phantom Thief group before, but by all means, it doesn't seem like what he's doing right now is related to what he's doing in the past, right? So that's the first part. Like, why is the detective trying to approach Takuya this way? And even they're really lucky, right? Because if it wasn't for Yuki being there and thinking that Tsuki's tears is actually in some way related with the agency, with Hoshi's tears, then they wouldn't have accepted the task. So it's kind of a very weird dynamic there, what they're doing. I don't know, that just doesn't make sense. If they wanted to investigate, they should have used some other kind of method instead of forcing this kind of recruitment. And secondly is the part that really confused me, and that is when both Takuya and Yuki and company were trying to find information about Tsuki's tears, and then apparently the Phantom Thieves showed up and reverse hacked them, and then also tried to, dissuade them from going there. Like, that also doesn't make sense as well, right? Because by all means, it seems like Geek was trying to, hack the research institute or whatnot in order to try and find out where the actual jewelry was being transferred to, where the artifact was being stored. So why is it that the Phantom Thief group can also learn about Geek at the same time, right? And then even after learning about them, pinpointing where they actually are while they're moving in a car, right? Like, that is just, I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. And even after they did all this, they then decided to shoot out their tires in broad daylight, and somehow this will dissuade them? Right? First of all, you risk being caught, and you risk being seen because you're on a public highway. And second of all, if they were really serious about this, did you really think that disabling their tires would be enough to dissuade them from trying to join the fight as well, trying to join the fray in the struggle for acquiring said artifacts? Like, that part really did not make any sense at all. So that was why I was so confused on that part. Like, why the heck are they? Oh, man. And also, like, Yoshiaki, was that really a good idea to demonstrate that you have magical powers right then and there with people who you don't even know if are truly your allies? I don't know, that also seems a bit premature, don't you guys think? So anyways, the entire thing was kind of like, okay, I appreciate that they're trying to branch out and have different kinds of characters here, right? So by all means, it seems that this is getting more and more crazy and ridiculous, if you will, by the second. And I say this in a good way because I was wondering how exactly they were going to fit like idols, and then we got supernatural powers, and now we have detective agencies, we have the police, and now we eventually have some thief groups as well. So I do like this kind of weird dynamic where there's lots and lots of different factions with their own agendas. So that's something that I do think adds to the story if done correctly. Now the problem here is that it was not done correctly, and instead all the characters are thrown in at the same time. Throughout these last 2 episodes, we were introduced to so many characters, many of whom don't really have much screen time at all. So it's really hard to get a bearing of what exactly we're supposed to be focusing on right here. I mentioned, I believe last episode or 2 episodes before, that focus is something that this anime is sorely lacking at this moment. So hopefully with them all converging on a rooftop, with Soma there representing the agency, with the thieves there, with Takuya and company there, and presumably also the detectives there, everybody can sort of where each other stand, right? And so maybe us as viewers can also finally make sense of who is supposed to be doing what, who are the true allies, who are the true enemies, so on and so forth, right? So that is that part. Let's see, what else? Yeah, I think that's basically it. I don't know. I still don't really know about this anime. It's just going all over the place. But it's kind of intriguing, like in a bad kind of way. Like I kind of want to see where this mess goes, but some of it is kind of hard to digest, right? Like going back through this episode, I can kind of point out or sort of gather like what exactly is supposed to be doing what, who is who, right? But it's really not very well put together in a way that's coherent for viewers, and that I have to give as a minus for this episode. Also, their use of music, I don't know, it's there's scenes where they try to put these kind of epic music in there, or at least some music to get you pumping and whatnot, but there's really not much happening at the scene at the same time, so it just really sort of stands out. Like, what am I supposed to be hyped for? What am I supposed to be excited about, right? So I don't know, it's the pacing, the story, the writing, and the characters, I don't know, man. This episode I feel like was a step back compared to the last episode, if just because they introduced too many things at the same time. But like I said, hopefully next episode with all the parties there and with this big showdown, maybe they can start to also between themselves make some sense of this entire relationship and whatnot. And I'm still very curious about Takuya's past, because now it's also said that Takuya has some relation with the agency before. So is it possible that he might have been part of the agency, right? Or are they just talking about his former work, which also includes, I guess, collaborating with the agency on occasion, right? So I think that pretty much sums up this episode, and hopefully I didn't miss anything specific in regards to the events or characters. I think I pretty much got the gist of the situation. It's just how they are going to move forward is critical to whether the story is going to be any good or not. So anyways, that's been our review of Shoumetsu Toshi, episode 5, and I'll see you guys next time. So until then, bye bye.